It's real, random wizards in Hogwarts Legacy do actually have an evil side to them that you can actually see for yourself, but almost no one has seen this until the past 24 hours because it is that rare. To add to that, there is something in Hogwarts Legacy that will actually take you by complete surprise, and the community manager has shared something rather interesting on his Twitter page that has surprised most fans. And lastly, there is a huge hidden Easter egg slash I guess feature you could say that has just been discovered basically 48 days later. That's how long the game's been out, so tons to get through. A like helps me out a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and you did not enjoy the video. So first up, the community manager for Avalanche, who goes by the name of Chandler Wood, tweeted the following: teased this stat in Friday's livestream, but here's a very rough breakdown of Revelio in the first month of Hogwarts Legacy through March 10th. More than 100 billion Revelios cast, over 37,000 Revelio cast every single second, and more than 2.25 million Revelios per minute. Now, that is insane, but I think it's safe to say that as crazy as this is, and how bizarre I guess you could say, or mind-boggling for the most part, we all know that if you don't do a Revelio, you kind of just, I guess, have that FOMO, right? You have that fear of missing out on something, so I personally always do it almost like every other second for the most part, just in case, because you can never be too sure. But Game Rant has actually posted an article saying the following: Hogwarts Legacy stats reveal surprising habit of max level players. Now it goes on to say the following: Hogwarts Legacy achievement statistics have revealed that there are players who do not play long enough to actually hit max level in the game, but actually don't bother spending any of their talent points. The article then continues to say that it's been pointed out there are more Hogwarts Legacy players that have the achievement for reaching the max level of 40 than there are actually people who have spent all of their talent points in the game. Now, I'm curious to know how you feel about talent points in this game, and if you've actually used all of yours, let me know in the comments section below. Now, random wizards in this game do actually have an evil side that you can see for yourself, but almost no one has seen it until the past 24 hours, where it has basically hit the internet and it's just been running from basically hitting the ground for the most part. Now, one thing that I do want to mention here is, if we do quickly just sort of backtrack, we know that pre the actual release for this game, we did actually intend for there to be, you know, a good and evil mode, because it was pretty much portrayed that that was actually going to be the case. But one thing I didn't genuinely expect is to see random encounters where I guess other students are genuinely just being incredibly evil. So in the scene that you see in the background, which I will play in full in a moment, a Slytherin student is bullying a fellow student for being a half-blood. Now, the former steals a book from the latter, holds it out of his reach, and then just burns it. Now, the crazy part of that point is Professor Black comes over, and instead of repairing the book, he actually just puts out the flames, and his reaction is definitely not something that you expect, or at least that you would think of anyway. So check out the clip because it is very crazy.
Can't see this being much good to a half-blood. What about you? What do you think?
Please, just give it back!
Why are you doing this? It's cruel.
Please!
Incendio!
Oh, no, 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 no! It's Black! He's coming!
Now look what you've done.
Book. He's nearly here! Hello, Headmaster.
Glacius. Well?
They took my book, sir!
I wasn't talking to you.
Sir, I can
We're very sorry, Headmaster.
Putting my reputation at risk with your infantile antics.
He's a half-blood, sir.
The wise rabbit doesn't seek to outrun the tortoise, because it's not necessary. On your way. And you, stay out of their way.
So there you had it. We kind of knew, I guess, Professor Black isn't the kindest of people, but again, just seeing a random encounter like this is just awesome. Now, as I mentioned, it is completely random, so there is no actual way to trigger it, which means unless you are spending a lot of time exploring Hogwarts and constantly stopping to hear the students speaking and interacting with each other, you probably will never ever see this scene. And there's so many other things in the castle that you can definitely walk around, and if you just spend enough time, you will see some pretty wild things. Now there is also something else in this game that has only just been found that shows you the level of detail that the devs have actually gone to, basically to hide things in the game for you to randomly discover. But before we get into that, I want to share something really cool for all of you Harry Potter fans from one of our sponsors. It is super cool, so let's roll the ad and then we'll continue. So today's video is sponsored by Private Internet Access, a VPN which literally unblocks the world for you and even gives you access to the entire Harry Potter collection on Netflix. You know when you're searching for something on Netflix and they tell you, hey, we know exactly what you're looking for, but we ain't got it. Well, in a nutshell, it's a lie. They just don't have it for you because of your region. And in this case, the Harry Potter series is only available in Australia and Turkey. So if you don't live there, you would never have access to it. And this VPN, on the flip side, allows you to go to Australia or Turkey and get access to it. Now, watching Netflix without the Private Internet Access VPN is like also paying for pre-order skins in a video game, but you can only equip the free ones. Now, some online deals are cheaper as well when purchasing in different regions, such as clothes, flights, and even games. So this is where a VPN can actually save you a lot of money too. But what it also does is hides your IP address and safeguards your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. But for example, browsing the internet with an unencrypted connection is literally the equivalent of sending a private message to a group chat, except everyone just saw that terrible meme and or joke. But thanks to the encrypted tunnel this software has, it shields your digital life from the eyes of those that are looking to exploit your private information. And it's so easy to use. Once downloaded, you literally just choose your region, turn it on, and you are good to go. Fun fact, Private Internet Access is the world's most transparent VPN provider with over 30 million downloads, and they never record or store user data, and they have a no logs policy that has been proven multiple times in court and even by a third-party audit from Deluxe. By using my link below, you can grab an 83% discount on Private Internet Access. That's just $2.03 a month, and you also get 4 extra months completely for free, but there's even a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support available. Not to mention, the entire Harry Potter series on Netflix is just a click away. I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. Click the link in the description below and unlock your world. Now, a Twitter user who goes by the name Scoenity, I hope I pronounced that right, tweeted out the following. Found an Easter egg when Professor Hecat looks in the mirror, she and everyone else basically sees her true younger self. Now, as you can see from the screenshot, this is pretty wild, and no one actually believed this to be a real thing for the most part, but again, it just shows you how far the devs have gone to add small bits of attention to detail in this game that, when you discover them, just simply blows you away. Now, right now, there does seem to, interestingly, be some sort of frustration growing towards the game, which a lot of people are relating to. So first up, a Reddit user shared the following. The house point system is stupid. The post continues to say, Harry and his friends get 150 points taken away for sneaking around the castle, yet I only get 100 for literally saving all of Hogwarts. And it did make me laugh, as let's be honest, house points are for the most part pretty pointless to an extent, but I wish they actually had more of a use case to where you were able to get a bit more creative and I guess have those more rewarding aspects to them to, I guess, whatever the challenge was for the most part. And there's so many different elements on how that could have been integrated, so again, I'm very eager to see what they will do in either follow-up DLCs regarding that or potentially just the next installment in this series, because again, quick recap, we know that WB Games see this game as an actual franchise, which basically means this isn't the last Harry Potter game we're getting from them, it just means how long will we have to wait until the next Harry Potter game, basically. Or we should actually be using the actual phrase, which is the next Hogwarts Legacy game. Now, on the flip side, we have another Reddit user who's basically venting on how after reaching level 40, it's basically just stale. Now, the post says the following: Devs, please give me something to do with my level 40 character. I've just finished my second playthrough of the game, getting my character to level 40 and my second to level 39. Don't feel like doing many of the Merlin trials and ancient magic hotspots again. And while I obviously loved the game to have played it that much, one thing I haven't actually seen discussed is the leveling system. Experience is tied directly to field guide challenges and quest completion. Once you have completed a challenge, you will get no further experience for doing more in that category. So once you've finished dueling feats and killed enough of each enemy type, you can no longer get experience from combat. Collect enough field guide pages to complete the challenge for Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, and further pages do not benefit you outside of the completion. That means that the amount of experience you actually gain is finite. For example, it's designed so that everything you do in this game actually gives you just about exactly enough experience to only reach level 40. So, 1. That means if you don't want to complete certain parts of the game, your character will never hit maximum level. Not finishing Merlin trials not only means you won't have max inventory, it also means you'll never get your last ever talent point. That just feels unnecessary. Number 2, when you get to level 40, you have nothing to do with your max power character. The final boss is defeated, side quests are all completed, battle arenas are finished, all bandit camps are taken down, you have nothing left. If you did, you wouldn't be at level 40. For me, half of the fun of RPGs is building your character to whatever perfect build you want, and the other half is getting to play the game and challenge yourself with that build. In Hogwarts Legacy, building the character up is a bit less fun when I have to grind collectibles every game instead of grinding the combat I enjoy and playing the game with your high-powered build that you've worked so hard for that just isn't satisfying when there's no game left to play anymore. So I guess here is what I'm hoping in Hogwarts Legacy 2. Number 1, maybe switch up the experience system so I can hit maximum level before the game is already over and I don't have to grind the parts of the game that I genuinely don't enjoy doing every time. Number 2 is DLC that adds level 40 endgame content. Even just Infinite Battle Arena would actually be satisfying to run through with my Dark Wizard build that got to play around with awesome Avada Kedavra curse combos for a whole 2 missions before the game was over and there was nothing left to do but fight the respawned bandit camps. Now, I do 100% agree with this, and one thing that I know we are pretty much all on the edge of our seats for is that endgame content. Where is that? How soon will we get it? Because that, for me especially, is going to be that game-changing aspect to where whoever's actually reached level 40 can now go ahead and enjoy the further benefits of the game by simply being at that level. But at the same time, even if you exclude new content and things to do, I do just think bringing back existing things that were already in the game that you actually got to play through, but on the flip side, now you actually just get to do it time over and time over, so maybe, you know, sharpen up your skills, etc., would be absolutely something I would want over brand new content if it was only going to be a handful of it, for example. So to give you some context, I would rather all of the things that vanish in the game to just come back and you can play it over and over again, and then the new endgame content I'd rather just save for like a sequel. That's my opinion. I'm curious to know yours. Let me know in the comment section below. But what is crazy is there is a new area on the map that has been revealed that you can actually go to, and there's a lot of questionable things going on because there are actually things happening at that location. So go ahead and check out that video that you see on screen right now.